So you want to complete the square. I would recommend looking at the video where b is even first, moving on to where b is odd, and then looking at where b is a fraction. It's probably the most complicated. Apart from where a is more than 1, we have to weigh up whether this method is the easiest for you. It might be that if you want to solve this quadratic, you don't go through completing the square. If you have to find the minimum point of this quadratic, maybe you have to do this, and this is how to do it. So with x squared plus 5 over 8, we're looking to just apply the same method that we had before, where we halve the b term, and in this case it's 5 over 8. So we have to half 5 over 8. If I want to divide it by 2, the easiest way is to multiply it by a half. See what happens? The top will stay the same, but the bottom gets multiplied by 2. It's good to bear in mind that we just double the bottom, and that's going to be our initial guess, our initial expansion for an equivalent fraction, equivalent expression. So here we're going to follow the algorithm that we've seen in previous videos, where whatever that number is there, you're going to subtract it squared. Now, obviously, this is where we have some sort of calculator might be useful, or we have to weigh up whether this is useful to do versus other methods. And I certainly wouldn't want to do this in decimal form. But with the fractions, we can just square the top and the bottom, and we have an expression. This is ready to find the minimum or maximum, but you're getting to be, the work with fractions are getting to be quite complicated, and even more complication in the second. Following the same, we have x plus 3 over 8 this time, all squared. And our method or algorithm says to subtract the number inside the brackets there squared, and to add on the number that's in the original equation, which is -5. And as we did before, we want to make this a number where we have 64 as the bracket. So we ask ourselves, what would we divide by 64 that gave us 5? Obviously that's going to be 5 times more than 64, which is 320. And so our final answer is going to be x plus 3 over 8 all squared, and subtract 329 over 64. You could turn that into a mixed number. You could potentially cancel it down, but that's going to be enough to get you what you need. You put it equal to 0 and rearrange it, or you could find the minimum point